Good evening to all. In today's lecture, I am going to explain few more programs with respect to the while loop. So, yesterday we discussed about the while loop, and in the while loop, I told you that whenever we want to repeat some set of statements, then we use loops. And in while loop, the syntax is this, that while is the keyword, and if the condition is true, then it will keep on executing this set of statements. Means statement 1 and 2 will keep on executing repeatedly until this condition is true. When this condition becomes false, then only we will come out of this loop and we will be over here, means out of the loop. And then interpreter will execute statement 3, 4 and so on, right? And we have discussed few programs. Like first program that we discussed is program to generate the first 5 natural number, and we make it like if the user entered 5, then with the help of this while loop, like if the value of a entered by the user, if it is 5, we initialize one counter n equals to 1 because we need to display 1 2 3 4 5. So we start with 1, and then we put a condition that if n is less than a is 5, n is 1. So since 1 is less than equal to 5, condition is true. So while this condition is true, we will execute this. Over here we print the value of n. The value of n, it is 1. So it means 1 is printed. Then over here the value of n is updated, means previously the value of n, it was 1, now it will become 2 because 1 plus 1 it becomes 2. And then again it go back over here, the condition will be checked, and this time the condition is 2 less than equal to 5. Now since this condition is true, so again the interpreter will execute these two statements. Means first the value of n will be printed, so this 2 will be printed, and then again the value of n will be updated, so it becomes 3 and so on. So in this way we are able to keep on updating all the values till 5. So 3 will be printed, 4 will be printed, 5 will be printed. And when the value of n, like when the value of n becomes 6, so when it is 6, the condition over here, it will be 6 less than equal to 5. And since this condition is false, so the interpreter will be able to come out of this loop, and at the end it will print only the first 5 natural numbers. So if we execute this program again, so it is going to ask me, it is connecting with Google server. So initializing, connected, and now this program is executing. So over here, if I enter 5, so it displayed 1 2 3 4 5. Similarly, we have discussed about how we can generate the first 5 even numbers starting from 2, and in this case we have just put n equals to 2, and we put a loop until n is less than equal to 2 into a, and in this way we were able to display the even numbers. Then we have discussed about how to get the sum of first 5 integers, or over here we have discussed the example of updating the scoreboard. So, and over there again, to update this score, we have simply put this command. So we start this scoreboard with 0, and then we keep on updating it inside the while loop. So inside the while loop, we take input from the user, and then whatever input the user has given, the input is added over here, right? Now in today's lecture, first I will explain you this program to generate multiplication table of 2. So suppose if we want to generate multiplication table of 2 up to 10, means starting from 2 into 2 cross 1 equals to 2 till 2 cross 10 equals to 20. So how we can do it? Now when we are generating a table, so generating a table, again it's a one thing is repeating over there. So like 2 cross 1 is equals to 2. Then in the next line we have to print 2 cross 2 equals to 4, and so on. 2 cross 3 equals to 6, and so on. Now what is repeating over here? This 2 is not repeating, but this 1, 2, 3. So it is repeating, and it is going to be repeated till 10. So till 10 it will be repeated. So simply it means this 2 is constant. The multiplication factor means this 1, 2, 3 till 10. It is repeating. So it means the loop that we have used over here in this to generate the first 5 natural number, same loop we can use over here. So let me copy this, and over here let me or let me put this all these commands as comment. And now if I instead of taking this from the user, let me, so a is 10 or I do not need it. So I will start from n equals to 1. The condition will be n less than equals to 10. So starting from 1, what it is going to display? It will display all the numbers from 1 to 10. So let me check. So if I execute this, it is going to display all the numbers from 1 to 10. It means the multiplication in this number 1, 2, 3, we are able to generate in this way. Right now over here the thing is that we need to get this 2, 4, 6, 8 and till 20. So how we are going to get it? So in place of this n, if I simply put 2 into n, so what it is going to give me? It is going to return when the value of n is 1, it will be 2. When the value of n is 2, it will be 2 into 2, 4. When the value of n is 3, then it will be 6. When the value of n is 4, it will be 8, and so on. Right? And if I do not want to print in a horizontal line, in the same line, then simply I will remove it. And now if I execute this, then you will see that I am getting the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 till 20. So I am getting the multiplication table. But over here, what if I want to display exactly in this form, exactly in the multiplication table form? So if I want to display this, it means I have to modify this print command. So how I can modify? I can modify it like this: 2 cross n cross n, then equal to this. Now if I execute this, then you can see I am able to get the multiplication table. So simply I just need to do the updates in this print command. And what I did, I put this 2 cross in inverted comma, so it is printed as it is. It is printed as it is. Then I print the value of this variable n. So when n is 1, 1 is printed. When n is 2, 2 is printed, and so on. So by placing this comma and then n, I am just displaying the value of n, right? Then inside the double quote I put equal to, so this equal to is printed as it is. And then I printed the value of 2 cross n. So this 2 cross n is printed as per the value of n. So when n is 5, the value 10 is printed. So in this way easily we are able to generate the number. Now suppose if I want to generate, like if I want user to enter the a equals to, and we are asking user to enter the number for which you want to generate a table. So now it means if user is going to enter 2, then we are going to generate this table. If user is going to enter 5, then we have to generate the table of 5. So now what modification we need to put over here? So over here the modification is that the places where we have put 2, over here I put 2, so I need to replace it with a, so I need to replace it with a. But if I put it inside this double quote, then a will be printed as it is, means a will not be taken as a variable, so I need to take it out and I will put in this way. So over here whatever variable, whatever value of the a user is going to enter, that value will be printed. Then this cross, then the value of n, then equal to, and over here in place of 2 I will put a. So if user is going to enter the value of a as 2, then 2 into n will be printed, and so on. So now let me execute this. If I enter say 5, then you can see table of 5 is generated. If I again execute the same program, if I enter say 3, then the table of 3 will be generated, right? So in this way we can generate, we can use the same program to generate the multiplication table of any number. So if I like take 32, if I want to generate a table of 32, then the table of 32 is also generated. So you can see how easy it is. Just in 5 lines we are able to generate the table of any number. So this is the first program. Audience, if you have any doubt, you can put it in the comment box. So now after this, let's check for this program to get the reverse of any integer number entered by the user. Now over here what this problem is, that suppose if user is going to enter, if the number is 2345, if this is the input, then the output, we want output as reverse 5432, right? So now before doing the reverse, the first task that we can, like if we divide this program into small steps, the first step will be to segregate, to take these digits out. Means I want to separate out 2, 3, 4 and 5. I want to separate it out. If I am able to separate it out, then by some way, like suppose if I am able to get 5, 4, 3, 2 separately, so I can use mathematics somewhat like this: 5 cross 1000 plus 4 cross 100 plus 3 cross 10 plus 2, and mathematically it is 5432, right? So the first task is to separate out all the individual digits from the number. So how we can do it? So let me make this as a comment, and let's focus how we can separate the digits from the number. So to separate the number from the digits from the number, let us start with a number as num equals to, and let me, instead of asking the user, let me take the fixed number. Okay, and now if I put, like we know in the mathematics that if I put r equals to 2345% 10, so this modular symbol, what it is going to give, this modular, it is going to give the remainder. So we know that when we divide 2345 by 10, then the remainder that we will get, it will be 5. Means 234 times 10 is going to divide this 2345, but at the end it will leave 5 as a remainder. So the value of this, it will be 5. Now means you can see that the last digit we are able to extract from the given number. Now after that, if is it possible to get this remaining number? So if I put something like num equals to num divided by 10, over here I used double slash. Double slash, we know that it is going to give only the integer part. So single slash, if it is single slash, then the answer will be 2345 divided by 10, right? So it will be, answer will be 2345 4.5. But if I use double slash, then the answer will only be the integer part, 234. Remember, it is not going to round off the value, it is just taking out of this, it is going to consider only the integer value. So this decimal part is simply removed. And now when the decimal part is removed, you can note that 234, it is the remaining number. Okay, after taking this 5 out, the remaining number left is 234, right? So now over here, if I again do this thing over here, let me put in place of this num. Okay, because num is 2345, right? Or let me, for explanation purpose, let me put this thing over here, right? 2345 double slash 10 equals to this. So now if I repeat this same thing again, so what I am going to get? Now the value of num, it is 234. Means if I execute this same command which I executed over here, so now it is 234. So what number I am going to get? What remainder I am going to get? I am going to get 4, because 234 divided by 10 means that 23 times this number 234 will be divided by 10 23 times completely, and at the end 4 will be the remainder, right? And similarly, if I execute this line, this command which is same as this, right? So over here I will be able to have 23, means I am able to take I am able to get this second last digit from the number. I am able to extract the second last digit, and the remaining number left is 23. Now same step I can repeat again, and over here 23, num is value of num, now it is 23. So over here 23 modulus 10, remainder will be 3, and 23 divided by this double slash 10, the remaining number will be 2. So you can see I am able to get 3, means this digit from the number, and the remaining number left is this. Now again if I execute this same command again, so what I am going to get? This time the value of num, it is 2, so the remainder will be 2, right? Because 0 times this 2 divided by 2 means 10 cannot divide 2 completely, right? So the remainder is 2. And similarly, if I am going to divide num double slash 10, then 2 double slash 10, answer is 0. Why? Because 2 divided by 10, it is 0.2, so the integer part is 0, right? So we get 0. So now you can see that the value of r, the first value of r is 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, right? So we are able, by executing this pair of statements 4 times, we are able to get all the digits from the number 5, 4, 3 and 2. And now because we are using the same statements, so what it means? It means we can put it inside the while loop. We do not need to write it again and again, right? So in place of writing it again and again, what I can do, I will put a while loop over here. I will put some condition, we will see what condition we can put, and inside this simply we are going to put this line, right? We can put this line. So till this condition, if this condition is true, this will be executed again and again. Now if we look at this, so like over here, when the value of num is 0, so it is the point that we have to stop executing. We have to stop executing this pair of lines, right? So it means we got the condition. The condition is that we have to stop repeating, we have to stop executing this pair of lines when the value of num is 0. So if num is not equal to 0, we will put this condition. This is this operator for not equals to. We are comparing whether num is not equal to 0. So if num is not equal to 0, then we are going to execute this. When num is equal to 0, when this value is equal to 0, then the condition will become false and we will come out of this loop, right? So, and over here, just to get that what is the value of num, or to print, to display all the values, all the remainders. So let's print this, and let me make this statements as comment, so that they will not be executed. So only this part will be executed. So if I, or let me remove this, remove all these lines. So if I execute this, then you will see that we are able to get the number. If suppose if I have this 6-digit number, then I will, same program will work and I will be able to get 6 lines. Now you can see, if I do not use while loop, then if I do not use while loop, then I have to put this statement 4 times. For if the number is 4-digit number, I need to put this pair of lines 4 times. If the number is 6-digit, if the number has 6 digits, then I need to put this statements, this pair of statements 6 times, and so on, right? So it means if I am not using a loop, then every time if the number of digits increases in the number, I have to change the program, right? But when I am using the while loop, this become this, I do not need to change anything. Whatever number the user is going to enter, it may be 3-digit number, 2-digit number, 5-digit number, any digit number, it is going to work, right? It is going to work. So over here, and that is the benefit of using the loops, right? So over here we are able to display the digits, but our question is to get the sum. Now because we need something over here, like as I told you, that to get the sum we can have something like this, right? But this, because over here the things are not repeating. Over here we are multiplying with 1000, then 100, then 10, so the things are not repeating. So we cannot put this thing inside the while loop. So how to, like, we need to do something so that this summation, this is arithmetic expression, we need to modify it somehow so that we can get some repetition. So what repetition we have? Now one thing we can note over here is that this is 10 power 3, right? This is 10 power 2, this is 10 power 1, and this is cross 1, means 1 is 10 power 0, right? So it means the first number, this last digit, this number we need to multiply with 10 power 3, right? So means what I am trying to say, that if suppose if I start a scoreboard with 0, like similar to the scoreboard, and now if I put some statements like s equals to s into 10 plus r, so what it is going to do? When the value of let me first execute this 2 3 4 5. So now when in the first iteration the value of r, it is 5 in the first iteration. So when r is 5, so when if this statement will be executed, then what will be the output? Output will be s will be equals to the previous value of s. What is the previous value of s? It is 0. So it will be 0 cross 10 plus r. What is r? It is 5. So it means 5, it means the new value, updated value of s, it will be 5, right? It will be 5. Now in the next iteration, the value of r, it will be 4, right? And now if I again execute this one, so the previous value of s, it is 5, right? It is 5. So the value of 5, it will be over here, so it will be 50 plus r. The value of r, it is in the second iteration, it is 4, so it will be 4. So you can see the answer will be 54, right? It will be 54. In the next iteration, the value of r, it will be 3, right? So when we are going to come to this statement, then the over here the s value is 54, so we are going to multiply 54 by 10 and then plus r is 3, so we get 3, so it is 543. So you can note over here that our number, this 2 3 5 4 5, over here it started in reversing mode, 543, and in the next iteration the value of r, it is 2. So when it become over here, so the value of s, it is 543, so 543 will be multiplied by 10, it becomes 5430 plus the r is 2, so it will be 2, and the value that we are going to get, it will be this, right? So we are able to get a reverse number just by using this. And how we come to this formula? With the help of this. Okay, we just break it into such a form that in the first iteration we just have 1. So like it is something like in the first iteration we have 1, so we just multiply it with 10. In the second iteration we multiply this complete thing by 10 again, and then we add this 4, we add this 4, so we get this. So if we break this down, it becomes, it is, sorry, in the starting it is 5 into 10, it is only 5. Okay, in the starting it is 5 into 10 plus, it is this 5 into 10 plus 4, and now in the next iteration we are multiplying this complete thing with 10, and then we add the remainder, which is 3, so we get 3. So this complete thing, it is 5 into 100. If we put it, it is something like 5 cross 100. If we take this 10 inside this bracket, then 5 into 100 plus 4 cross 10 plus 3, right? In the next iteration we just multiply this complete thing with 10, right? Plus the remainder, remainder is 2, so we get 2, right? So multiplying, if we put this thing inside this, then we get this, right? So from this we are able to get this. And why we are writing this formula? Because we want to put the formula, we want to have the formula such that same formula can be used within the loop, so that we do not need to modify anything, right? So if, let me change the number, if I put any like 7-digit number, if I execute this, okay, let me print the value of s. Now in place of r, let me print the value of s. So if I execute this, number is this, and now you can see it is printed in reverse order, right? So our number, if it is a small number 2 3, then also it is going to work 32. If it is just a single digit number, then also it is going to work, right? So the same program is going to work for all the different numbers that is entered by the user. So this is how we can do the reverse of a number using the loop. And remember, the benefit of using the loop is that we do not need to write the same thing again and again. And since we do not want to write the same thing again and again, we try to put our domain knowledge, or our mathematics, our physics, or our any knowledge into these steps that shows the repetitions, so that once we get the repetitions, that repetitions we can put inside the while loop, right? So in this way we can do the things. Now the last program is program to generate all the multiples of 7, right? So for this, again we will have n equals to 1. We will start with 1, right? Because we to generate all the multiples of 7 before 100, it means that we have to search all the numbers starting from 1 to 100. We need to search all the number, and we need to check whether the number is divisible by 7 or not. If it is divisible by 7, then we will display it. If it is not divisible by 7, then we will not display it. So it means first of all we should have something, we should be able to get numbers from 1 to 100, right? So for that already we have written a program to generate the first n natural number. So same program will work over here, this one, right? But over here we need to, the program is to display all the multiples of 7, means to display all the numbers that are divisible by 7 before 100. So it means we need to put a condition. So to put a condition, we will use if. So we will check if n is divisible by 7 or not. So how we can determine if n is divisible by 7? Simply by using the modulus operator. So if I write this n modulus 7 equal to 0, so if I put this, then, and if this condition is true, it means n is divisible by 7, and so I will simply display the value of n terminated with space, right? So if n is divisible by 7, if this condition is true, then only we will print the value of n. If n is not divisible by 7, we will not do anything, right? We will not do anything, and we will come to this line, and over here the value of n will be updated. So in the starting it is 1, then it will become 2, 3, 4, and so on. So simply now if I execute this program, you can see I am able to get all the numbers that are divisible by 7 up to 100, right? If I simply change it to 200, I will get all the numbers up to 200, 196, right? So simply by using, like, with the help of the while loop, because if I want to generate all the numbers from 1 to 100, if I want to print all the numbers that are divisible by 7, so in that case first step is to get all the 100 numbers from 1 to 100, and that we can do with the help of the while loop. And to check whether the given number, whether the number is divisible by 7 or not, for that we put this condition, right? And if the condition is true, we simply display it. If the condition is not true, we are not going to display it. And this, since whether this condition is true or false, independent of this condition, we need to update the value of n. So it is outside the if, but it is not outside while loop, because inside the while loop we need to update the value of n, right? So this is about the program to generate all the multiples of 7 before 100 or before any given number. So if you have any doubt, you can put it in the comment box. So thank you. Do subscribe my video, share this video with your friends, colleagues. So thank you.